Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy.
Welcome to our podcast.
It's F.O. Friday.
Yeah. So I'm wearing one of your old FOs.
Yes.
This one's, 3 years old? 4 years?
Oh, at least that.
Yeah, I'd say probably 4 years.
Probably.
Because I've been here 6 years, over 6 years already.
Okay, so that's probably, it's probably in the 4 to 5 ballpark.
Yeah.
It's Spindrift.
Yep, Helen Stewart.
Knit.
Happy Feet yarn.
Happy Feet Splash.
Yeah, it's still around. Even still has that color. Is this one, was it called Crayon or something?
Blueberry.
Oh, Blueberry. Okay.
I think it was Blueberry.
Okay.
That's what comes to mind at any
All
rate.
right, probably. All right.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room, though, is your FO you're wearing. Ta-da! Yeah.
You've seen this already when I was a work in progress, but I finished it, I blocked it, and it fits like a dream. I love it.
Good.
I am so happy. So this is at, what's it, Plymouth?
No, it's Universal Deluxe DK Tweed.
Universal Deluxe DK Tweed. I'm telling you, this is great yarn.
Yeah.
I love tweeds like this anyways, and the neps in here are black and browns, and I love it.
Yeah.
So.
And I like that 3/4 sleeve on you. That looks nice.
Yep, well, you can't really see. Here, I'll stand up, see? Right
Yeah.
above the watch. And yeah, it's a good length. Now, the pattern is called Bistro
Okay.
by Laura Ayler.
Okay.
And what I like is this garter panel under here.
Okay. Reverse stockinette.
Yeah, I mean reverse stockinette.
Yeah.
Right here.
That's nice.
And all
it
the
makes it-
shaping is in this A-line
Yeah.
of
that's
that panel.
nice.
And so I love it.
And what about the neck? Do you pick that up, or does it start with the ribbing?
No, you pick it up.
Okay.
Yep, this was picked up.
Cool.
And I like it's got a pearl ridge here. And I like that. And you have that here and on the bottom, but not on the sleeves.
Okay.
Which is fine. I had toyed with the idea of putting this reverse stockinette down the inside here.
Oh yeah, I think I would have liked that.
I
Yeah.
think I would have liked it too, but I didn't feel like doing the math. I wanted it done. So I didn't do it.
Yeah, by the time you get to sleeves, you just want stuff.
I
done.
wanted it done.
Yeah.
I think I started this maybe in August
Okay.
or early September. And like to have this on the needles that long for me is a long time.
Okay.
So,
Cool.
especially at a DK weight. I mean, this thing it does not take a long time to knit. Oh, and I added length too. So, but that's because I just like everything longer.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
oh well.
Okay. Well, I do have an FO, but
You
you
do.
can go ahead. You're
I have a
ready.
pile.
I'll start digging for mine.
Okay, well, this is Norwen. It is my gnome. This is the Sarah Shara Mystery Knit Along. So this is Norwen. I love Norwen. Norwen's cute. Got these little bobble thingies on here. Think of it as scoops of ice cream. Her hat is themed on an ice cream cone. But it was kind of a fun construction because you knit the stockinette part of the hat, and then you get up to the top and you do like 21 inches or so. I mean, crazy amount of I-cord. And then when you're done, you take it and you swirl it around on the ice cream cone. I like her nose because this was the first time we've done like a little stuffed bull nose. But the braids, you know what they are? Gotta put them up close. Look at that. But they're cables.
Oh, I thought those were I-cords that you cabled.
No, it's cables.
You knit cables.
I knit cables.
Oh.
You've got 6 stitches on the needle, and you knit cables.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
And then, of
right.
course, she's got her mittens. And here you start out, you knit a little I-cord for the thumb. It's just a little I-cord. And then you use the tails to kind of sew it so that it goes in the right direction. And then when you start knitting at the tip here.
Yeah.
So then you use your cast-on tail to tie them together.
Okay.
And then you bury the cords later, or the yarn. So yeah, here you knit up there. Then when you get to the putting the thumb on, you just knit the thumb and like knit 2 together. The
Yeah.
thumb stitches are on a extra needle. And then you put that, and then look at, there's even twisted rib on here. The detail,
wow.
that is twisted rib, my friends, on the cuff of that mitten.
Cool.
The detail in this is insane. And then just knit up the I-cord till the rest is I-cord. And this one, I got the weighting just right on this one. Sometimes it just doesn't always work, but well, you can't tell, but when I set this one, she sits flat and stays put. Some of my other ones tend to roll. So there is probably more art than science to the stuffing. So I had fun with this one.
Okay.
So I like her nose. I'm going to do, now what I want to do, I was going to do two with the mystery and just knit two that are alike, and then I was going to have one to give away. Well, I have decided now that I want to knit another gnome before, there's another mystery coming up in December-ish. The pattern is, I don't even think the pattern is up for pre-sale. But I do know it's coming, because I've seen yarn kits for it. Anyways, I think I would like to take all of the components of all the different gnomes that I've made and do a mashup of the techniques, like pick my favorite hat, pick my favorite nose or beard, hand treatment, because like there's one I made where there's pockets on the front of her shirt, and I've got the hands tucked in the pockets. I love these braids.
Yeah.
You know, so I would like to just take all the different techniques
Sure.
and do a mashup of it. So
How many have you done with worsted weight yarn to make them bigger?
just one.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got the one worsted, and then I've got another one that's like a sport weight, sport DK-ish. And then the rest of them are all fingering.
Okay.
And the thing is, this one was a kit that came out for this one. But I'm finding I just have now been just grabbing leftovers.
Oh, sure.
You know,
you
and
don't
putting,
need much yarn.
you don't need much at all. I mean, I didn't even use, these were 20 gram mini skeins, 92 yards ish.
Okay.
And I still have a ball about yay big
Okay.
left. But they're fun to knit. I have to say, I love knitting them because they're just fun. Now, I got this whole collection of them at home. I think I was going to do some gifting of them with my siblings because they like them. The gnome thing, my dad loved gnomes.
Oh,
and so I've got a bunch of backyard gnomes that were my dad's. And so my siblings would like gnomes.
Okay.
So that's
All right.
FO2.
Okay.
And then we have FO3. This is part of, right now, not available for sale. It's called Coming Home. It's by Lisa Ross. I of course, tested it. And I finished it a couple weeks ago. Or, yeah, maybe 2 weeks.
Did you
No,
show
a
this?
week.
I think you showed this already.
I
too,
think
didn't
we
you?
have seen this in progress, but we have not seen the finished object.
Okay.
And Lisa partnered up with Emma's Yarn. And at Rhinebeck last weekend, they introed this kit for this shawl. And it's only available as part of that kit right now.
Oh, okay.
Lisa is going to do, make it available for sale on Ravelry coming in November, I believe she said.
Okay.
But it was kind of funny because I picked these mini skeins, and when I laid out the mini skeins, you need about half of a skein of fingering. So around, say, 200 yards. Okay? Maybe 225, I don't remember right off the top of my head. But anyways, you need 2 dark, 2 light, and 2 medium. And in order to figure it out, you use the grayscale thing on your phone.
Right.
Okay, so I did that, and I put these together, and these were all minis in my stash.
Okay.
So when I put them together, I loved it, but there are parts of this now. So here's where your cast on it is. You start there, and you go along up to, it's knit like in a triangle, and then you get up to here. And then it starts to shift. This edge, this top edge stays consistent, and then you keep going. Now, where the green is on the bottom, that is your bind off. And you'll see how this line, the central decrease line, shifts. And so that's how it happens. So it's funny, when I was talking with Lisa, when I put these colors together, I loved the harmony of them, okay? But I didn't anticipate loving the way they worked up as much as I do. You know what I call this one? This is Apple Orchard. Because
That's
you
a
go
good
and
name.
you look at these colors, and it makes
Yeah.
you think Apple Orchard.
Sure.
And yeah. I think, I will tell you, my favorite is the end. I love this pattern. It's
Yeah.
just a mosaic slip stitch kind of pattern.
But it looks cool.
It looks so cool. And then I love the striping section here. I love the way the colors play.
Yeah.
And this one I love, not because the stitch pattern's all that cool, because it's stockinette and garter. Okay, nothing, no big deal. But I love the way the colors play in it. I would not have put this gold with the red and the pink. But they play beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks
And
nice.
I have come to the conclusion that it doesn't really matter so long as you stick with too dark, too medium, too light kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that you'll be able to put this, you'll end up with something
Any
that's-
colors.
Any colors.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's called coming together. And none of the stitches were particularly challenging. None of them were particularly fiddly. There was some slip stitches and mosaic work. I mean, the plaid, that's just slip stitches. That's not hard. So yeah, I had a blast
Nice.
knitting this thing.
Nice.
So, coming together. All right. Then, this, of course, I tested. And this next one I'm going to show you is her just Beachy, which was her mystery knit along. And
Okay.
I knit this thing in June,
Oh, okay.
July, end of June to the beginning of July. It took about 3 weeks.
Okay. And you
that I
just
worked it.
couldn't show it till
I
now?
could not show it because it was part of her mystery. So now that the mystery's done and everything's revealed and people are putting their finished objects out there, I would. But what's kind of cool is I chose colors that were very fall looking. I wanted, it's called a Spice Market kit for
Oh, yeah.
On the Spice Market,
Yep.
which is a Melanie Berg shawl. But this is what it is intended. So this is a really unique construction too. Again, you're working with triangles, and how you put these triangles together matters. It's actually a big long parallelogram. So it goes like that. Here, I believe, is one cast on. So you start here, and you're doing that. And
So
then
the pink row, or this row.
that rusty color.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep,
And then
'cause I can see the together here.
I think I might have knit them together, or yeah, it looks like I did a 3 needle bind off there.
Right.
So that's where the
That-
this
right
row right
there.
here, 3 needle bind off there. And then here's the other triangle, and this one you start with this. Well, it's really an olive green, but it kind of looks gray on the camera. So it was a really fun knit.
Yeah.
And
it's
even though the
pretty.
mystery's done, I think that a person could have a good time knitting.
And
this
this
thing.
is fingering weight?
This is fingering
This
weight.
one's a little heavier than the other one. Weight-wise.
This is Miss Babs,
Okay.
and that one is Leading Men.
Okay. That might be it. Otherwise, just maybe
I
the
think Miss
stitches are
Babs-
denser.
I think because they're knit on the same size needle.
Okay.
I think that Miss Babs' fingering weight is a little beefier than Leading Men.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I
beautiful.
enjoyed it very
Yeah,
much.
Gorgeous.
So, okay, so those are my FOs.
Okay, very nice. I have a little FO. I showed you last week my FO, the recalibrate, and that one I blocked and I wore, and I'll wear
my
it again.
goodness.
So, but this week I finished a pair of mittens for my
Oh,
granddaughter.
My goodness, are
And-
those adorable?
I wanted to do it out of this fingering weight yarn, but this is so thin.
It's really
Remember,
thin.
this is the one I was going to make recalibrate out of?
Sure.
And then I didn't do it because it was so thin. But when I mixed it with this pink mohair, oh, I got a tangle here. When I
That's
mixed
a
it with
mess.
this pink mohair, then it made these beautiful mittens.
Oh,
and it
my
makes
gosh.
it look a lot pinker
It does.
when you put the pink mohair.
Oh my gosh.
Because that yarn
just,
doesn't even look that pink there.
No, it doesn't.
But yeah.
But it really brings out the pink in the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, is that beautiful?
And, oh, I'm missing one. I got a hole in my bag somewhere.
A hole in her
A
bag.
hole here. I made these just out of some scrap yarn. Oh, I guess it isn't a hole. It doesn't have a thumb. That's right. I was going to wait because I'm doing scraps and see when I get done if I have enough of which yarn to do the
Okay.
thumbs. So I'll go back and do the thumbs at the end.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
don't you always do the thumbs at the end?
Well, I'm making the second mitten, though, already.
I know, but I would have made both mittens like this and then gone to work and done two thumbs.
Oh, no, I usually make the whole mitten and then go back.
You know, this knit up nicely in
Yeah.
the variegation.
This is itty bitty.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is or not. This gold is a mystery yarn, but it feels like the
You know
same.
what it is? It's simplicity.
Oh, the DK one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right.
Because that's what we used when we did those packer culls.
Uh-huh, and I could imagine me having leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, the rest of mine are
Looks nice
are
with
works
this.
yeah, it's like they were perfect for each other. Just look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the grands are getting mittens and
Yeah.
socks for Christmas, huh?
Yep. Yes, they are. I might make a few hats. I have that Musselburgh hat started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I could have brought that. I made a little bit of progress on it, but I didn't bring it. I'll bring it next time. So everything else is definitely
to cast
work
that
in
on.
progress.
Oh, you know what? I have
What?
another Ethel.
What? Show me.
It's up front.
What? Oh, the hat.
Yeah, leaf keeper.
Yeah.
I gotta go get that.
Go get that.
You talk.
All right, I'll talk. Okay, so I'm making one more mitten as long as I'm on a mitten kick. This is a pair of fingering, just some DK stash I had. I had made the fingerless mitt pattern again to update it to put a picture in, and I decided I wanted a ribbed one too. So this one is 2x2 rib here and 3x1 rib here, and it's turning out really nice. So, yeah, I'll make another one next week, and then
So
I'll have
is
a
this
pair.
gonna be fingerless or?
Fingerless,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm gonna still go up a little more. It comes to right there now. I think about another ½ inch, and then I'll be done. And then I'll put a little thumb on.
Are you gonna
I
put a
don't-
cuff or
I don't know, because this is all 3x1 rib. I don't know if I need to. I was thinking I might just bind off and then try it on. If I don't like it, I'll rip my bind off out. I'm not opposed to ripping out. I ripped out once because the thumb increases weren't right. Now I have them every third row instead of every second row, and I'm much happier. I think I'm going to put 1x1 rib on the thumb, though. That'll be weird because it'll have 2x2, 3x1, and 1x1.
That would be weird.
Yeah. But you know what? The 2x2 into the 3x1,
Looks really nice.
it looks nice. Yeah. We'll see. I'll just go as I'm not opposed to ripping out if I don't like it. So I'll just keep going. The only thing is this stuff turns my hands all blue. Yeah.
Little excess dye.
Yeah. So, okay, show your other FO while I clean up my mess.
Leaf keeper. This is I would say a kid size, child size, but not little kid, medium sized kid hat. It does come smaller, but it doesn't really go bigger. But I believe that if you took this and you knit this, I knit this with a sport weight yarn. If you took this and knit it on a bigger needle with a worsted weight, it would be adult size.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Leaf Keeper. This is a class that we're going to be doing. with hats. You know, once a month we're going to be featuring a hat. And so this one being leaf keeper, okay, you got a kind of a different crown. It's got the yarn overs in it.
Yeah, I was looking at that the other day. That's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
I like that crown. Okay, it's got the yarn overs in it, so that makes it kind of fun. And then on the sides of the hat, we've got this lace pattern. And it's on both sides. So, what's unique about this hat? Well, one, yes, the clasp is one, the crown is different. Two, the cast on is different. We're going to be teaching the Old Norwegian. It goes by a couple of names. Old Norwegian or German twisted. And then we're going to talk about this lace. And if you've never knit a lace pattern like this, the reason we're going to focus on this is we're going to talk about right and left leaning decreases and how you do double decreases and everything there is to know about different kinds of decreases. And so that's kind of the point of the class, is learning this cast on and then talking about different decreases. So it's just an hour long, 2 hour, I don't remember.
2 hour.
2 hour class, but we're going to be doing a swatch, learning about this, and then we're going to cast on with the new cast on. And then, well, the crown, it's just different. I wouldn't say that there's anything a person needs to know about it other than to use stitch markers, because stitch markers are your friends when it comes to keeping your decreases consistent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So this is Leaf Keeper, and I knit this out of cool wool, and it's a really nice weight hat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not something I would wear at 30 below. It's not thick like that, but it's a nice hat for this time of year when you want a little something. So yeah, Leaf Keeper. Okay.
All right.
That was my other FO.
Another work in progress I have. I'm still working on my quadrangle spires. I don't know if it's got much done since I showed it last time. I think I already showed it with the 4 triangles done.
Yep, that you did.
And that's all I've gotten done is that bit here. So it's not real quick. It's 215 stitches right now. And I only do 2 rows a day.
Wow.
So
That's
it's
not
going to
much.
take me a while, yeah. Well, and that takes at least a half hour to do those 2 rows.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Anything else in that bag?
Oh yeah, something else I wanted to talk about. I am doing the sock machine tubes. I talked about that. And I thought, well, what about mittens? So I grabbed just a hunk of one I had, and I'm experimenting. You know me and my experiments. So I put a cuff on, just like you'd put on a sock. I pulled up the top. I think I pulled back a row or 2 rows. And then I knit 2 together all the way around. So it went from 64 to 32 stitches. And then I knit a row even, and then I pulled it together. Because I didn't want to just pull it together because it's too bumpy in the top. Now I just have to cut in for a thumb, and I'm going to do that like an afterthought heel. Now this is probably too short for anything real. I mean, my hand does fit in it. But,
Well,
I just barely.
for an experiment, it's
For an
okay.
experiment, it's going to be okay. I think if I'm going to do a real one, it's going to go longer. And I'll see if I like this. So next I'm going to cut in the thumb. If I decide I don't like this, I'm going to rip it out back to there, and then I'm going to knit it just like you do a toe of a sock
Right.
on the
Like
top.
a wedge toe.
A wedge toe on the top.
Yeah.
So I probably should think hard about that before I cut the thumb in.
Yes, because the way you
So-
close your top and the way
Yeah.
you finish the top will affect where the thumb goes.
Yeah. So that's my experimenting this week, is on a sock tube to make it into a mitten. But I think the hand part of the mitten, it's
The
just
hand is
perfect.
fine. The hand
Yeah.
is fine. They don't necessarily fit kids.
No,
On a 64
because it's
stitch.
64 stitches, right. If I had a thinner yarn and I did a tighter gauge, like I bet if I did this one, I bet it would fit a kid because this is so much thinner. I should try a skein of that on there.
Why not?
Mm-hmm. If I don't like it, I can always just draw it closed on each end and put a pom-pom and say it's a scarf.
There you go.
Yeah.
You could. It would work.
Yeah, especially for, for Kylie. She's still kind of little. She's only 7, so a skinny scarf would work. So yeah, my experiment of the week is
Just put some toes and cuffs on it and make them socks.
Oh, I don't think there's any nylon in that one, so it wouldn't be a good
never mind.
sock. No.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all I brought. That's everything. What are you working on?
I am going to finish Snarker Meter today. I haven't brought it.
No.
I've been working on this, and I told you I didn't want to show it because there were so many people who want you, it's a mystery, so you want to preserve the mystery. So I don't show it, but...
So if you don't want to see the Snarker Meter, look away now.
Well, the final clues are out.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of finished objects out in Ravelry right now, so I'm not worrying about it. But this is Deep Stash. I bought this yarn the one and only time I went to SSK. That's where I bought this. And so, and this variegated one was the SSK color of the year, if you will. So, and then the other two just kind of blended with it. So you start here, and here we go. All the way along. All the way. Big, long rectangle. And here I am. So it's kind of fun. I mean, I've enjoyed knitting it.
Yeah. Well, Casapinka is so much fun because you always only do a few rows of a
Yeah,
pattern.
and you never know
then
what
go
you're
to
going to get.
Yeah, and then you go to another one.
Yeah, so now I'm going
Keeps your
to
interest.
do, where is it? It was yellow. This pattern here. It's like a feather and fan.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
It's like a feather and fan, and I'm going to do the feather and fan, but I'm going to put it in the variegated just for fun.
Okay.
Because I want to have more of that variegated because I had so much of it left. That was like the least used color.
That's this color.
Yeah. Or here's a better section because this whole section is all variegated. And it's this one's Indian cross stitch. She called it some other goofy name, but that's what it is.
Okay.
So, this was a fun knit too. So yeah, it'll be done. I'll have it finished by next week.
Okay, fringe and all?
Fringe and all. Because my plan is to do, that section I'm working on, and then do the border ending. All right, tonight. I'll get that done. And if I don't get it done tonight, I'll just do it tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And then it'll be off the needles. And I could maybe block it tomorrow.
Okay.
I have things I want to do, and so I don't know if I'll have time to block. But Ron's gone all day, so I don't care. I can do whatever I want.
Okay.
If he's not home, wondering what kind of housewifely duties I'm not completing.
Yeah.
This whole being retired while he's still working, comes home and he's like expecting, I don't know, somebody to have sprinkled fairy dust in our house and, cleaned the closets or some crap or other. I have no intention of doing that. When I see something that needs cleaning, I'll clean it. And if I don't think, if the door's closed, I ain't gonna.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, I didn't quit working so that I could be a slave to my house.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I'm not. And I think I'm gonna have to sit him down and explain that. Because, he's been just ornery.
Be careful how much you explain because once he retires, you might want him to clean the gutters.
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
He cleans the gutters already. We don't have gutters. We have things that cover the gutters so crap doesn't get in the gutters. Okay, seriously, because we didn't have that initially on our house, but living around all these evergreen trees, they lose needles, a lot of needles, and you got needles everywhere.
Yeah.
So, all right, so this is my Womies project that you have not seen yet.
Okay.
Because I've been working on this one at home. It's a one skein wonder, and it's called Whim. W-H-I-M. It's by Laura Ayler. And I've got it on a really long circular right now because I'm doing, it's got a border. So what you do, you take it and it's a curved shawl, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So you're increasing, increasing, increasing. You know what? I should do it this way. So I can spread it out, because I got enough cable here. I got a 60-inch cable, so I can spread it out. Anyway, so you start on an end. All right. And it's increasing, increasing, increasing till you get to the center, and then you knit 10%. It's like 30, 30, and 10, and 30. So 30, 10, 30, and then 30 for the border of your yarn. So if you have a one skein wonder that's got 400 yards, it'll be a lot smaller than this. I'm using a skein of Wilmies, and and it's pure, so there's more yardage on pure than there is on blend, or and so I think there's maybe 540 yards on this.
Okay.
Normally, something like that. So, anyways, so then you get to the part in the middle where it's consistent, and then you knit, you decrease. And theoretically, if you didn't screw up your decreases and increases, you'd have the same number of rows on both ends.
Okay.
I have no idea. I didn't count. I don't care.
Right.
Okay. And then, on this edge, you can see there's holes there, right here. Mm-hmm. That's because you do a yarn over at the beginning of every row on this side.
Okay.
Okay? And so that yarn over creates this loop out there. And you pick up and knit in those loops.
Okay.
And then the border is got a double yarn over, so it gets pretty good sized holes in the border on there. And so I've got literally 2 border rows done. And they're border rows. These take a while. So this will be good packer game knitting for Sunday.
Okay.
I'll get done as much on the border as I can until I run out of yarn. That's my plan. I've got to weigh my yarn after 2 rows, so I know how much 2 rows takes me.
2-row pattern?
Well, yeah, I need a 2-row it's a 2-row pattern, because you in the double yarn overs, you got to knit and purl them so that you don't lose them, and then so you have to do the 2 rows. So I want to know how much 2 rows uses up. And see, the other part is the bind off that this calls for uses 2 rows worth of yarn.
Okay.
You know, like basically 1 row doubled, or double the quantity you use in 1 row, maybe a better way to say that. So either way, I got to take what I got here and figure out what 2 rows is. There's no increasing the number of stitches anymore. It's going to stay the same. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, because I think I showed you this yarn at one point in time. We were talking about it. And I like it knit up.
Yeah, it's
pretty. It's pretty. So, I don't know. We'll see. But it's called Whim. And this is, well, this and this sweater, these are like my Laura Ayler monthly knit-along things. And I don't know, I started out the year with doing them every month, and I got to the point midway through the year, and I realized, oh my goodness, I've knit all of them. So now then I decided, well, I have to knit them all this year.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I am knitting all of Laura Ayler's monthly knit-alongs for the entire year. So my so after I get that off the needles, both of those 2 projects off the needles, then I can cast something new on. And wouldn't you know it, one of my new cast-ons is a cowl, which is the October Laura Ayler knit-along, which will need to be done by the end of November, which is no problem because it's a short one.
Yeah.
It's 1 skein DK weight.
Okay.
So, yeah. Went and dug in the stash for some DK, and I'm good to go.
Okay. Well, if you didn't want to go stash diving, then you'd come here for new yarn.
This is true.
And this is what we have.
We have new yarn this week.
4 colors of Rasta.
Love this red.
Yeah, it's called Fiesta.
So it's an orangey red. Pretty.
You know, the picture online looks pink.
Oh, really?
So if you're buying Fiesta, be careful. It's orange, not pink. Matisse blue, which
That's
is
a pretty color.
One of my favorites. You see the way the light hits it, and it's like that in
so
real
rich
life.
and so deep. And blues are really, really hard to photograph.
Yeah.
And to get right on a website.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. I love it.
And this we've had before too, Zarzamora.
It's my favorite Malabrigo
Purple,
colorway.
greens, and
Zarzamora. I love it.
yeah. And then this one,
Anniversario.
Yeah. That's got all kinds of colors. It's beautiful.
Pinks and purples and blues.
And there's a little
teal.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
That color they developed for their like 10-year anniversary several years ago, and that's how they've been making.
Yeah,
this color.
I was surprised that it kept going. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be a 1-year run, but
Yeah.
they're still making it.
Gorgeous,
And
gorgeous color.
I got a whole bunch of this. It's Candombe.
Candombe.
So it's a little darker, but it has light spots. See the green? I don't know if you'd say that's purplish.
I have had Candombe when it's been blued.
Yeah,
Blues.
this has no blues in it.
No, it's weird.
It's like a purple and green and brown.
But it's pretty.
But beige, yeah. And so I have a bunch of this. Then I have a bunch of single lots, which means there's anywhere from 1 to 3 skeins of a certain color. And this is one of those, a nice purple.
Yeah, I
There's
think that's
other ones here.
purpurus or something. You've got some teal feather over there, I looked.
Yeah.
Because the teal feather is like another one of my favorite Malabrigo colors.
Right, so there's just a couple of those, and they're just sold as single lots. If you order them on the website, you're just going to get a random, skein. If you get 2 and tell me you want 2 the same, I'll pick out 2 the same for you. But yeah. So that's what we got, Malabrigo.
What's that one?
That one I'm just bringing back. I was going to make that cowl. What was it called? The
knit-along one.
Quadra?
Yeah.
Quatra. I was going to make that with that, but I decided not to. I decided I had to get stuff off my needles, so I'm bringing it back.
Pretty.
So,
I like that color.
Yeah, I do too. But it's going back on the shelf.
Is that the fingering weight or the?
Yeah, that's the sock weight. Zauberball Crazy. And it has, I'm pretty sure it has nylon in, so you can make socks out of it. Where is it? Oh no, 100% wool.
Yeah. I didn't think it had nylon in it. I don't like Zauberball for socks.
This is 150 grams. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Yeah. 600 meters, 150 grams.
I never knew that.
Oh.
That must be something new.
I'm going to go check all my Zauberballs.
Yeah, no kidding. Because they usually are 100 grams. Huh.
So, anywho, that's what I've been working on.
Stricken kann schutig machen. Knitting can be addictive.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says. And that was the grossly mispronounced German pronunciation.
Yeah. So,
if Ryan was here, he would know how to say it.
Okay.
Ryan is pretty good with his German.
Yep.
We'll have to ask him when he comes
I
in.
can figure out what all the knitting terms mean. That's about it. Strict, whatever, that means knitting. I know that.
Yeah.
Just because I see it all the time. Stricken con. So that's knitting can.
Knitting.
Oh, it says right down there.
Well, yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you knew it.
No.
Not that there were subtitles.
Oh, doofus.
Oh, gee. Okay.
Hopeless. It's hopeless. You get whippy on a Friday afternoon, apparently, around here.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's what we got for you today.
That's what we got. Have a good week.
Alrighty. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.